Last night I seen Talk to Me, which is being called one of the best horror movies of the year. Here's my spoiler-free review. Sophie Wilde is the main actress here. It's basically her breakout movie role, if I'm being honest with you, because I feel like she was so good in this that she's going to be cropping up everywhere from now on. She ranged a lot of emotions between being really funny to being emotionally scarred to being possessed, and everything that she did was just awesome, and I can't fault her performance. And to give you a bit of backstory about what this movie is, Talk to Me is about a group of friends, and Sophie Wilde is the main character. Her name is Mia, and they come across this embalmed hand, and when you light a candle and you hold the hand and you say talk to me, spirit basically possesses you, and when you let it into your body, you're basically letting it take over you completely. And if you don't cut it off between 90 seconds, when I say cut it off, I don't mean the hand, I mean like cut off the connection between the spirit and you, then the spirits will want to stay. So you can kind of put two and two together as to what might happen in this movie. But I have to say, Sophie Wilde, when she's possessed, was pretty awesome. She really went full throttle on this one, and I did really like her performance. I have to say the sound design and the camera work is really good in this as well. There's one scene in particular where one of the characters, Daniel, is sitting down, and he's strapped to a chair and he falls, and the camera like follows him, and it's really cool. It's a really cool like twist of camera work. And there's some other occasions as well where characters might be sitting upright and then they're laying this way or vice versa, and the way the camera moves with them is really cool. And the sound design is top notch as well. There's one scene where there's like someone slapping her face, right? And I've never heard slaps that loud before in the cinema. I don't know what it is. Whatever they were doing, they were on smoke, because those slaps were very loud. So sound design is great, camera work is great. When the gore came, it was also great, but I personally don't feel like the gore came that much. So let's go into what I didn't like about this movie. And basically my main dislike about this is that I didn't find it scary, and I don't think there was many memorable moments of scares, of anxiety, of horror that I can remember. And I feel like it was mostly some funny moments, and then if there was possession, there was some weird stuff happening that just wasn't scary. It was more weird. Like, all I'm gonna say is feet. Like, if you've seen it, the word feet will make sense to you. And I didn't find it scary at all. And unfortunately, when a movie gets hyped up so much, it's like scariest movie of the year, best movie of the year. It's like, oh, okay, your expectations are higher. And I'm probably a victim of going in thinking that this was going to absolutely blow the socks off me and make me shit my pants, but it didn't. And I can appreciate it for what it is, but unfortunately I expected more from it, and I can't deny that. There was just some funny moments in there too, and I really just think they could have dialed up the gore, because when it came, it was great. And there's one scene in particular where someone gets possessed as they're using the hand, and it's just a really cool sequence where he loses the plot, and what he does to himself and what the spirit does is really gory, and they go for it. And even the opening sequence, in the first like 2 minutes, something really crazy happens, and I literally was sitting there like, whoa. The title card came up, and then I was like, this is going to be insane. But then I feel like the rest of the movie was just a little bit flat for me. It's like a 95-minute movie, and I genuinely felt like it was a slow burn. I don't think things were really starting to pick up until like 30 minutes in, and then you didn't really have much time left. And I feel like the third act was very rushed, and the ending is going to divide people. People are going to either say that it was amazing, or they're going to say that was very anticlimactic. I fall into the second group. I do think it was a bit of a letdown ending. I could kind of see it coming, and I was like, oh, okay, right, there we go. And it kind of does leave a bit of loose ends as to other characters that have been possessed by these spirits, and you're kind of like, okay, what happens to them now? I don't know, but I just kind of felt like when the credits started to roll, I just felt like I hadn't gotten everything I wanted from this movie. So overall, I unfortunately have to give Talk to Me 2.5 stars, a 5 out of 10. It's definitely something that is unique. There's some cool camera work, some great performances, but overall, I just feel like it lacked that scare factor that I really expected from it, and the gore factor too. When it was there, but it wasn't used as much as it probably should have been. In Ireland, this was a 16s movie. I think they might have been able to push the boundaries a little bit more and make it an 18s, but it is what it is. And if you've seen it, let me know below. I know many of you are probably going to say that you absolutely adore this, and that's fine, but it just wasn't for me.